please join me in welcoming His Honour the Chief Justice.
Thank you, David. I thought I might start my remarks by talking about the Johnston in Johnston Withers McCusker, the firm in which I was articled. And I speak, of course, of Elliot Johnston. I was very fortunate when I graduated in that a graduate diploma in legal practice course at the then Institute of Technology had just been instituted. And it had been instituted because there weren't sufficient places for articled clerks. Articled clerkship was the apprenticeship by which, after graduation, graduates became lawyers. There not being enough places of good quality articles for graduates, the Institute of Technology course that I just mentioned was established, but they didn't have enough places for everybody. And so of the 100-odd graduates from the University of Adelaide, and that was the only law school then, 10 people were balloted out, were exempted from the obligation to do the course. And I was fortunate enough to be one of the 10 and went out, therefore, with the pick of articles along with the other persons who were exempted. I was fortunate enough to be given articles at Johnston Withers McCusker, and through that came to meet and know Elliot Johnston. It's about him that I wanted to speak briefly. He went to the law after the Second World War, after serving in the war, and after a career as a union organiser and organiser for the Communist Party of Australia. He went into the law as an extension of the ideals and beliefs he held, which had led him into the union movement and the Communist Party. He did not establish a law firm in the model and tradition of law firms of that time. He practiced in the generally unremunerative area of workers' compensation and served to win many landmark cases in that area, and agitated with others for reforms and improvements in the level of benefits in those areas. Not only did he choose a form of practice that, as I said, wasn't particularly remunerative, he also adopted a style of practice which was different. He recruited persons into the firm, generally young people as idealistic as he was, and he organised the firm in a way such that after the payment of a basic salary, the profits that remained were allocated to the various employees and later partners of the firm according to their need, depending on whether they had young children or had other financial needs in that way. So it was a very different sort of practice, but ultimately a successful practice, a practice which came to take on leading cases in complex areas of the law, and Elliot Johnston himself was soon recognised as one of this state's leading lawyers and advocates, which led ultimately to his appointment as Queen's Counsel despite his Communist Party affiliations, but that's another story and a matter of some controversy. So, why do I speak about Elliot Johnston today? It is a careers fair, but it's a good reminder, I think, in Elliot's life of other things which are very important to the profession that you will eventually join, the sense of idealism, the sense of and the purpose of bringing justice to the community generally. There's another reason I referred to Elliot, and that is this, that you're going to enter the workforce, whether it's the profession or elsewhere, in rapidly changing times. In times when globalisation has brought enormous pressures on the Australian economy generally, but on the practice of law in particular. You will feel that in your attempts and efforts to find employment in the law. And it's for that reason that many of you attend an occasion like this with greater interest. I don't need to tell you about the competition that is out there. Nonetheless, I'd encourage you to pursue your career in the law. It's enormously rewarding. If you don't find jobs in the law, you will serve your employers, yourselves, and the public well in any other career, because such is the degree and the quality of the degree you have from this university, that you will do much good in whatever job you get. For those of you who go into the law, though, I encourage you to remember Elliot Johnson's example, and to do what you can to bring about change. There will be a window of opportunity for you, on rough estimates, between about the end of your second year in practice and the end of your 5th year of practice. End of second year, because that's how long it will take you to get a reasonable idea of the ropes and how things are done. The end of the 5th year, because if you haven't started to change things by then, you will fall into step lock with everybody else and will never change anything. But in that period of 2 to 3 years, feel free to raise matters that you see which can lead to improvements and to agitate for them, and hopefully, although I limited the window, you'll carry that on for the rest of your career as well. So in opening this fair, I wish you luck in finding the work, that which is necessary for all of us to survive, but I just remind you again to keep Elliot Johnson's memory in mind. Thank you.